Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my gardening live stream. Welcome to my plant live stream, cactus live stream. We do what we want, you know? So welcome to my live stream this morning. I have a bunch of stuff that I want to show you. Lots of interesting things that we can discuss today. Repotting a little bit, maybe. I would see. I haven't decided yet fully. I'm a little short on time. I was a little spontaneous right now. Just came like 10 minutes early, so it will take a little longer to see what we do. I might need a little bit of equipment here and there, but we will definitely get something done today. So yeah, welcome to my live stream, everyone. Thank you for being here. I have these seedlings that fell over yesterday, I believe, and yeah, it gave me a little reason to look into them, to look at the label and all, which now has disappeared in the pot again. Yeah, but we will probably repot these here, like the little seedlings. Then I found this one behind the shelf, a piece that had an infection over winter, and apparently it healed. We will clean this up. Yeah, apart from that, I have a few flowers here on the side. Check it out. These are opening up very soon. We will discuss both hybrids in a minute. Yeah, and maybe we're grafting. We will see. I actually wanted to fertilize, but I was too short on time to charge the fertilizer into the water sprayer. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. Also, everyone else, welcome to the live stream. We will have a lot of fun stuff today again. Just going through, and always happy to take questions, always happy to take the thing, of course. Yeah, but let me turn this thing around here. I hope my battery is enough. Might get close with the battery towards the end. So yeah, these are the seedlings that we will discuss later. I want to get these out of the pot, maybe split them up over half of the pot, like, you know, half in one pot and the other half in another. Yeah, and these are the flowers that are opening up. Inside the house I have Amun-Re flowering, but it's also similar stage. Most of the cacti that are flowering right now have the same kind of flower size, flower bud size. Yeah, and I had started to record a time lapse with them, but stopped. I wasn't feeling it. I had the camera in this angle, something like this, but it wasn't looking so good. If you would do it like this from outside in the normal light, this would look great. But inside the house, it just I didn't feel it. So I put in Amun-Re and another Wörlitz Cantora hybrid. So yeah, that's the situation. Check out the chilies here. I think we can take this one down here. This is finished. A forest animal had started eating it, but had given up halfway through. And these are not even so spicy. Hey, good morning, Per. Greetings to you. Hope everything's okay. Also, greetings to everyone else. We're just doing a little gardening, just discussing the chilies here. Check out this little spider that's sitting on the chili. Yeah, you can keep it. Every plant is full of insects these days, like here. I'm very happy that we still have so many. Yeah. Oop. Almost I sank in the ground with my chair. So yeah, I wanted to discuss these. We will harvest one of the Carolina Reapers in the next days. The moment I have a jug of milk, I will try it. I will try one. I will not eat a whole one. I will just gently try a little piece. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. I'm great. Also, yeah, having fun. It's the temperature right now is okay. It's bearable. Allows me to get a little work done. So yeah, thank you. Hope you guys are doing well too. Yeah, so this one here is flowering, by the way. Check it out. This is Sörensia arboricola, and the plant is full of fruit this year. Here it's flowering again. It's a very aggressively flowering plant. And this is the newest one. I believe we pollinated with bamboy. So yeah, bamboy, pretty good. The flower size is a problem here with this species because the flowers are so small. But with bamboy, maybe we have a chance to increase it. Yeah, I want to show you what's going on in the greenhouses, and then we start doing something. Here's an update on this fruit. This one's really nice. One of my favorites this year. First time I'm getting a good fruit from them. So yeah, here's the coconut fiber, by the way. We still have a bunch left. We're using up maybe 2 packs a day. So this should be enough for maybe a week now. This is one that I want to repot today. Hybrid called Feathers. Yeah, but the medium, I'm not sure. It looks a little bit organic. I think I already repotted the plant last year, so I'm not sure if the medium, if this is the medium where the skin problems happened in, or if this is already the medium where I had repotted it in. I think I must have repotted it last year. So yeah, let's have a look at the flower buds. I have one that's almost open. I'm not sure if we have to do something here. It will be pressing against the window a little bit. Hey, greetings to you. Greetings to Australia. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm enjoying doing this, doing the live stream every morning. It's a great thing. I enjoy it. Gives me a lot of pleasure to just do a little bit of gardening, and have a chat with friends. So yeah, this is the Amun-Re that I cut, and I already regret it. I cut it to propagate it, also to do a little time-lapse video with it, and I already regret it. I'm sure it will pop in no time, but yeah, seeing a plant, I don't usually cut back my cacti. I only cut them back when they really, really reach the roof. But this plant had become so unstable that it became really dangerous to handle. So yeah, let's have a look what's going on. We will get quite a few flowers in the next days. Gotta think about what we will use. If there's good pollen that we could use as fodder, we will. So let me see. This one here is opening sometime soon. Let me see. Did this take? This looks pretty good with the pollination. The upper one could still fail. This one could also still fail, but this one here, this is okay. I'm looking forward to seeing some flowers on the bigger ones. This one here, it almost dropped the flower. Almost dropped it. I'm not sure, it could still fail. It will probably fail the way it looks like. Looking at it from the distance, such a shame. I must have missed watering like for a week. When you have the plants outside and they're in active flowering, temperatures go high. If you miss 1 week, they can already drop the flower buds. Thank you. Thank you very much for the kind words. I love what I do right now. Makes me think I did a lot of things right in life. So thank you very much. So yeah, this one here, I consider to do time lapse with, but I'm not sure if I should do it. The plant could still drop the flowers, When I move this thing in, I expect we would lose 1 or 2 just from handling it. Like if I would have to lean it against something, and the ones that are on the back side would press against the wall, So I consider to leave it out, to not do time lapse with it. This will look great in the greenhouse. I could also set up a camera in the greenhouse, but it would be difficult to set up this angle, you know. But it could, maybe we will. I will think about it, you know. Maybe we could film it in the greenhouse. Yeah, I have a trail cam for the garden and all that stuff, and from time to time I put them here with the cacti. Yeah, but this would be really funny. I will think about it. Thank you. I will think about it. Yeah, it's a shame because there's so many plants that are too heavy to carry inside. I would love to do time lapse with most of them, but at a certain size you can't lift them anymore. So yeah, this one here I wanted to show. Thank you. I have a GoPro. The only thing why I haven't used it yet was because I didn't have a connector to the tripod. But I will use the GoPro, I think. Yeah, but on the other hand, like I still need a SD card, like a big SD card for that thing, so I don't have to empty the phone every few days. But it's in order. Want to try it out. The first experiments that I did with the GoPro failed a little bit. I took the camera out with me in the garden to carry it around, and it got so heated up in the full sun that it turned off. That was my first experiment with the GoPro, so yeah. Good morning. But the GoPro could be great for the time-lapse videos. So thank you. Okay. Yeah, so we will have quite a few flower buds here and there. One or two of them are also flowering for the first time. This one here had already flowered last year. And wait a second, I accidentally... What is that? No. I accidentally came into a menu, or like a YouTube menu where you can put filters over it and that kind of stuff. So yeah, but this one here will look great. We will film it when it's open in the greenhouse, I think. I could try getting something for the GoPro, but I doubt it would arrive in time for this one. This will open pretty soon, maybe 3 days. And here's what we have reported so far. Most plants with skin problems, everything that looked like it needed the best spot have been put at the shelf here, top shelf. So here's the strawberries. I almost, like yesterday, I filmed them and they looked like they were almost gone. I need to be a little bit more careful with the strawberries. They absolutely have no tolerance for drying out. This thing is also a little bit too, like the water runs through too fast. Originally, this thing had a bag to keep the plants in the bag that would probably keep the humidity a little bit more in the thing. But they recovered, luckily. So now I wanted to have a look if we have a new pumpkin. We only have one, but that one really looks nice. We'll remove the cacti from it, that we're not having a damaged pumpkin. I had hoped we get a second one by now, but I haven't seen anything. Let me see. Tomatoes, just tomatoes down here. I don't know. This thing is growing longer and longer. Maybe I really have to pollinate it. I don't recall if this was the one that I pollinated by hand. I pollinated one flower by hand, and that one, I'm not sure if it was the one that grew the pumpkin eventually, but it could be. Then I might have to really start collecting pollen and pollinate. So I think this is the type of flower that needs the pollen, right? I mean, I really need to look into this. Like, I recently collected pollen from them, but I think the flower looked a little different. This is kind of confusing because they have male and female flowers, apparently. At least that's what I heard. And Yeah, that's completely that's a little bit hard to understand when I'm not sure which side I need to pollinate. As cactus breeders are not really known for being, good in school. So yeah, I wanted to show you this. Yeah, maybe would be interesting. Maybe in the future I will really try. What we could really try is trying to pollinate a cactus with pumpkin pollen. And my suspicion is that we might be able to induce a pollination because of just the mechanical act of putting pollen on it, So I wanted to put this thing into the soil. And this is a plant that I almost lost over winter. This was one of the very few plants that did not like the first medium that we sown out in, like that graveyard soil, cemetery soil, something like that was the name. And that soil worked great for everything but this one. This one had a really, really bad time in it. So yeah, now we're trying it with coconut. I don't have enough pumice to use. Otherwise I would probably use just pumice. But this is the rest that I have. And I don't want to mix medium, I don't want to have I don't want to have like fill up the pot with coconut and then just have a little layer of pumice on top, because that is confusing. You look at the top level and you think that the soil is dry, but below you have the humid medium, so want to fill it up with coconut. And I hope that I have calloused this thing long enough. This had been in full sun for 2 months. When I almost lost it, this was at the beginning of the season, and then I took the plant into the greenhouse, turned it around on the shelf, just to show like the wound had to face the sun, and by now I think it's pretty well calloused. So we will try it with the coconut, and this is still risky. It's a very organic medium, so this could backfire, but we will try it out. Let me get this here. From time to time, I have slugs or snails that sleep in the gloves when I forget to bring them in. Always got to be careful when you're going in, like when you're putting on a glove that you had in the garden. Especially when you're living in a country with spiders and that kind of stuff. Like if I were in the United States or Australia, I would be paranoid with that. So yeah, this is the coconut medium here. I also set up another one. It's a little bit too much, so I'm spreading it a little bit out, in the hope that it will soak more. If not, we're adding another one. I think this is pretty much how the medium should look like when you're working with it. So yeah, and later I have to do more bookkeeping, and I'm getting panic. Because I'm not good at it, Like it's a totally different world to me when you're done with school. Once you have finished school and you really moved on, there's no going back, at least for me. So later I need to try to get that problem solved. Okay, so I want to try placing that thing on the medium. I had considered to fill even more, that I had a little bit over the rim. So maybe I'm putting a little bit more. I don't want to have that thing be like in between, dangle around. If I want it, if I have too much medium in it, if there's more medium than the pot, then it needs to be really firm, really solid, that the plant sits on that thing like an ace and can root within the next months maybe. And this goes in full sun. I wouldn't put that in the shade. Not a chance. So yeah, do I have a grabber somewhere? People have asked about my cactus grabber that I'm using, and it's basically just a mason jar holder. I have them like this. This is one. So you can grab the plant like this and lift it up. This is a model that I do not use anymore because of because of this here. You can sometimes injure the cactus with that. This originally had something that covered the metal, you know, like a little button that came on it, but those have been lost over time. But I recently got 2 or 3 new ones, and they are important in the garden. Without them, repotting is so much more difficult. I also have this here, by the way. I wanted to show you this. I got this from the collection when I got a big cactus collection, and you can kind of put your hand in that, always looking if there's a slug in there. Yeah, but then you can kind of grab the cactus, can move it. This is not bad. I kind of like the idea too. So yeah, I just want to see if I have a grabber here. If not, I'm doing it by hand. I would just prefer not to if I can. I think I have them all in the house. Yeah, we're doing it by hand, doesn't matter. So, Amun-Re inside the house, maybe tomorrow. The flower bud is just in the process of opening up. Should happen pretty soon. Sometimes kind of hard to predict, you know, how a flower will open up. Oh, there it is. There it is. It was so close. Mason jar holder. See, and it allows you to grab that spiny plant here and pick it up and move it somewhere where you want it. So in this case, it might fall over again, but this is how I want to have it in the greenhouse. And this is a hybrid between Gräsers Erfolg Selbstbestäubung and Cantora, meaning Gräsers Erfolg is a hybrid and a self-pollinated offspring of that one and crossed with Cantora. That Cantora hybrid really increased the flower size. So this is a plant that is ruffled and has a nice color, and they are big. Basically combines the best of all of these hybrids. And yeah, that's why it's great. I'm glad that I could save it. Sometimes when you are losing a really important plant, you know, you can't buy it again. Sometimes some of these hybrids are so rare that you just don't get them. You might find them for sale every once in a while, in a year or two, you know? So having the plant, it's not just about money. It's also about having a plant that you can work with. This is flowering sized, and this can give you many seeds every year. I was heartbroken to see that it had and was basically frozen probably. So yeah, I will put that here on the shelf here. I need to do it with both hands, so I'm doing it later. But I'm already putting it here, and then this thing I will let it callus. We'll let it. No, it's calloused. I will let it root. I hope that the discoloration here will go away. The discoloration is from the upside here. The tip of this thing was pointed downwards because I wanted the wound to callus. So I had faced the wound upwards, and through the darkness, because of the darkness, the plant continued to grow, but without having a healthy green. Yeah, and I hope that will be reversible. Very often it takes a while for that to grow out. Can take very long. So here's something that we have planted. Let me see. I just wanted to check the containers here, the bags. This is the stuff that we sown out in spring. No, not in spring. Yeah, maybe early, sometime in January maybe, and nothing came up. Nothing of these. Was really disappointed. Like the first time when we sown out, we had a lot of seedlings that came up, and this time nothing. Okay. So yeah, let's get something done. I have a few things that I want to do over there, and I need to sit down because my leg is numb. So yeah, let's see what we can do. I have this plant, and I just wanted to clean up the wound a little bit. This is something. Sometimes you find a plant behind the table, behind the shelf, and this one had already healed again. Like the infection already stopped. So when we remove that, the plant has a good chance of actually growing again. But if you leave it on, it can become infected. Like the moment that material gets contact with the soil and with humidity, it can get infected instantly. So yeah, taking that off, you see on the inside, the skin is already calloused. That has happened maybe 6 months ago. I suspect this was also one of these infections that happened in spring, early of the year, with the frost that happened in the last months of winter. At one point, the greenhouse got too cold and I lost a few plants. Next year, the temperature in the greenhouse will be 5 degrees Celsius. Not sure what it is in Fahrenheit, but it's above freezing, you know, just a little bit above freezing. Last year, it was 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. And apparently, it wasn't enough for all of the plants. You sometimes have these cold spots in the greenhouse. And yeah, then it doesn't help if you have set up the heater at the right temperature. If the thermostat is at a completely different part of the greenhouse, it might pick up a totally different value. So yeah, now it's clean somewhat, and this can be rooted again. So let's just put it here and hope it recovers. I will put that somewhere where it's a little bit more protected. I have to water this, and I have to have the right balance between watering and letting it dry, because it doesn't have roots yet, but it needs a little bit of water from time to time. Okay. So let me see. I need a trash can here. I will get me a trash can for the next live stream for this kind of stuff. So let's clean this up here. And then we are clearing out a few containers of seedlings that I have. And again, let's have a look what we have here. I retired from the seed business in 2024 in favor of doing more like the channel that I'm doing right now. You know, I couldn't do it both at the same time. So I had to basically pick one, and the channel has a much higher chance that it's actually that I can at one point, you know, make a good living with it. When you put in a lot of work, when you have a nice channel, then you know there's higher chances than the seed business. Seed business has become more difficult every year, and I'm just glad that I'm out. Like it's become such a heavy competition. And the customs regulations get worse every year. Botanical seeds you might not be able to get anymore, like you know, like unless you are getting it from a collection somewhere. You know, it's a very regulated market. But I will donate seeds. I will at one point this year I will donate seeds, and people can get them for free. I will not charge for seeds anymore in the future. I just don't have the time to ship them all, so I'm still looking out, like working out something. But there will be seeds that are just donated in the future. The stuff that we are creating here on the channel, I will donate the seeds, and yeah, then we will see what will come from them. You know, I don't have the space here, and I have like with the seed business, I'm mostly done. Maybe we're doing another book in a few years, but for now, this is pretty amazing. I enjoy what I do. I reach people, and yeah, it's a great kind of use of my time compared to what I did earlier. I love what we're doing here, you know. So yeah, keep an eye out for when I'm doing that. I will definitely post about it on the YouTube channel too. I want to do this year because I have too many seeds and I don't want them to become unviable. I just lack the time to kind of arrange so much, you know. But it's happening because I don't want to waste the seeds. Because as a cactus breeder, it's also important that you see what comes from your seeds. So yeah, there will something will come. So yeah, let's have a look at this. I wanted to have a look at the label. At this point, I'm not sure what we have here. This is something from the Echinopsis work group. And I'm not sure if I stay in it because of the conditions and all. They have very strict labeling requirements and all stuff that I might not do anymore in the future. So yeah, this is from AG Echinopsis Seeds 6698. I don't have the full list. They are usually sending the seed lists, like they're printing them in the magazine that they're putting out. So I need to look up the magazine to look up the number. It looks like a hybrid with Super Gelb. Like looking at it, looks a little bit like Super Gelb. I will try to look it up. So I might actually have a look at the live stream later to look up the number. I will try to find it out. That's great. Thank you for the support and all. I greatly appreciate it, you know. Thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, I will look up what that is. The body looks like Super Gelb, and then it could be ragged. Could be, I don't know, the flower looks a little short, you know. Like looking at it now, I just hope that the petals get a little longer. Oh, that's great. Greetings to India. Thank you for being here. I love that about the internet, how it brings people together from everywhere, you know. That's a great use for the internet. So yeah, and this one here, this is a hybrid by Michael Kiesling. Let me show you. And this is an Acacia hybrid. And I had it in the time lapse, but I stopped doing it because the spots here, this had a few spots on the skin, and it just bothered me when I was looking at it in the time lapse video. But the flower should be pretty good. So let me show you the label here. This is one by Chiemgau Cactus, Michael Kiesling. Thank you, I'm great. I really love what we're doing here. I love doing the live stream. I'm currently doing taxes, so I hate that. But apart from that, I'm great. Thank you. So yeah, let me see. This is an Acacia hybrid called Mini Maxi Rot, meaning, you know, just red. Michael Kiesling hybrid from 2009, crossed with Pink Velvet, and a Hilde Winterer hybrid called Apricot Giant. That one was self-fertile, I believe. If I remember correctly, that one was self-fertile. That's why Michael is only using it as a father. Yeah, flower 14 centimeter, 14 x 14 centimeter big, salmon red, small. So Hilde Winterer hybrid, probably something like that. And yeah, we could have filmed that one too. Flower will be nice. Maybe we're using it as a father. We have a few big flowers opening up. Also have flowers on Scopolycola. Oh, let's have a look at that. I want to show them to you. Let me just... Let's have a look at the Scopolycola that's flowering. The flowers will open in the next few days. I forgot my cane. My leg feels like I'm dragging a limp tree. So yeah. But Scopolycola has 3 flowers and they are opening in the next days. So we have to think what we use for it. I don't think that the bamboy pollen is still viable. So yeah. This is the site here in the middle of the forest. And at night, these trees are full with little dormice. They look like a gray squirrel that only comes out at night. Really cool animals. So, let me see. Hey, I'm not sure why it filtered that out. But yeah, they are great too. They have flowered recently here, the Mamacita plants. So check this out. This is Glauca, pollinated with pseudocandicans. It's a really cool plant. I want to really point out the unique, this grayish, the way that this grayish layer is on top here. That's really unique for the species. You see that in Chalensis too. Especially on the old growth. The old growth has this dirty green, grayish green look. So in this Scopolycola, really, really nice. We will pollinate them with something good. I want to see at the plants that are opening up right now. I usually prefer to work with fresh pollen. But yeah, if we don't have something good, we are using the one that is in the freezer. This plant started flowering maybe 3 years ago, I think. Needs water again, very dehydrated right now. And I watered yesterday. So gotta water it again. Yeah. Okay. I think it will take maybe 3 days, 4 days. At one point, they will open very fast. Thank you. Yeah, I like the species too. But I'm scaling back. I have a lot of Sally hybrids and that kind of thing, you know. And with them, you like the body is pretty dominant, you know. When it goes well, then it's great. But when you have a body that looks like Scopolycola, it can be a little bit too overwhelming. So yeah, this one here, let's have a look at the label. I want to see what we have. It's a hybrid with Cantora Gelb, Cantora Rot Orange, Wörlitz, and Owabi. Yeah, magenta, purple, something like that. 18 centimeter flower is good, is what I wrote on the label. We will have to really look closely with this plant because this is one of the plants that I might filter out, might sort out this year. The flower was good, you know, but we have so many really good things that we have to be a little stricter this year. Might be sorting it out, but I haven't decided yet. I will try to find, maybe there's already a few hybrids with this kind of plant as mother, where someone had used a similar hybrid as a mother, so we could look up how some of them came out to be. These are already older, like this is a hybrid from 2015, so that there are already quite a few, maybe even follow-up hybrids with these. And that's what I will do in the next couple of weeks, trying to look up if there's anything from this kind of a hybrid. They could be great parents and nobody would know. So then I wanted to show you this. So this is Echinopsis glauca, really unique kind of plant, and I want to root it sometime soon. This is still callusing. Let me see how the wound looks like. Look at this. This is really cool bodies, and this is not Peruvianus. This is a unique species. This is like Chalensis, very much like Chalensis. Looks good. Wound looks okay. But we gotta be careful here. I think I will let it callus a little longer. Putting it here again. We will check it again maybe in 2 weeks or so. Until then we will start maybe trying to root it. In this position, the plant can already start rooting. You know, nothing keeps the plant from looking for water. But this way, we are keeping it away from the soil in the first months, maybe. This way, you can already start rooting, but without having that high risk that if the wound isn't calloused properly, that it would become infected. This one that we will report, hybrid. Ow, ow. Let's see if we can find the label here. Oh yeah, here. Fields. This is a hybrid between Fields PC or whatever, and Pasacana. So Pasacana, this is a cool hybrid. PC Pasacana hybrid. This is kind of nice. We need to really put that thing in a good pot and give it a chance to flower. This is a cool hybrid. This is the kind of stuff sometimes I'm finding plants in my collection where I have no recollection where they are from. But this is the kind of mother plant that I want to work with. So we will repot that. Okay, let's put it here. Need a bigger pot for that. Oh yeah, and I found a few new pots in the garden. I had used one pot to root a few plants, like a bulb. My father gifted me a few bulbs. I'm not sure what kind of a plant it was, lilies or something like that, to plant them at the pond. Yeah, and I had just placed them in a pot, so I could water them a few times before I plant them. They looked a little dehydrated. So now we could use the pot for repotting. Here. This would be the perfect pot size for that plant, you know? So I would just maybe try getting it out here. Yeah, this was a gift by my father, and I appreciated it, you know, because we have we always had a difficult relationship, and yeah, I would plant them in the garden. So he will always have a spot in the garden, you know. There were years when we didn't get along so well. Good. Okay, yeah. The others we will plant that later. But for now we will use that pot for that plant. I will take the tripod here, and then we're cutting that thing out the pot. Oh yeah, I think that could be iris. Thank you. I had iris in my head, and I felt like, no, it's always the other one. You know, like when you always think about a certain botanical name, but you're always confusing it with another one. But yeah, iris. Thank you. Yeah, and these were a gift. I want to plant them around the pond, maybe. Pond project, by the way, I want to give you an update with the pond situation. I need a new piece of liner. I need to buy liner, and so far my money was always used up for the repotting. Constantly buying new pots, constantly buying new soil. So there was never really enough budget left for that so far, but it will happen. So yeah, we'll put that on the tripod, and then we're cutting that plant out the pot. I want to see that really flower. There's so many plants, like you can have so many unique plants, but if you do not consistently work with them, repot them, give them, like really make sure they're still here the next year. If you're not doing that, you are always losing some every year. And I don't want to have that with these cool plants. This should have come out the pot maybe last year or maybe a couple of years ago. So let's put that thing into something bigger. Maybe I can already slip it out now. Oh, come on. Open up. Open sesame. It's me. I'm getting what I want. So, okay. Good. So let me water that thing a little bit before we're taking it out. Thank you. I hope now I watered my glove. Nice. I hope they will survive when I plant them around the pond. I'm not sure how deep I want to plant them. I wanted to look that up. If you know how deep to plant them, let me know, please. Thank you. But yeah, I want to plant them later, maybe in the video. We will see. I need to find a place for them. So, okay. Good that we are getting rid of the soil. I think it might have a little touch of mealybug, so we have to look closely at that. Yeah, and just want to get rid of everything that's here in the soil, like unnecessary stuff that isn't healthy. If the roots are healthy, we will of course leave them, but everything that looks like it might just be wasting space, taking away access to the medium. Oh, I'm sorry, little spider. I'm sorry, there's a little spider here. Check it out. When I'm repotting and I find animals, I always hate that. I'm sorry, little one. Let's put it back into the soil that the guy has a home again. Okay. I will put it aside here for a second. I don't know where he went. Might have already jumped off. I hate when I'm repotting and I'm finding an insect in the pot, you know. I just want to let them alone. I don't want to bother them. So I'm filling that thing up here with coconut, and then we're putting it a little deeper, and I want to show you why. This is a little crooked, so we will plant it in an angle so it comes straight out the ground. This will not be a problem. You will have a higher chance, a slightly higher chance for a fungal infection at the base. Because if something is injuring the grafting stock, then you cannot say how the thing above looks like. You don't see it above, you know. You only see that this thing is buried. It might look okay, but have an infection. And that is something that you always have to look for when you're planting that deep. But apart from that, it should be no problem. When I have crooked cacti, this is how I usually correct them. I usually pot them deeper and pot them in a crooked angle like this, you know. And this should be enough to actually keep it stable a little bit. In the old pot where it was, that would not have worked any longer. Like the next year it would have become incredibly unstable, and when you have a plant that's constantly falling around, that's not good. We're not having that in our collection. Giving it everything it needs now. We'll also need fertilizer sometime soon. Next week. Really, this is empty, needs nutrients very fast. When the new labels come, we will write labels for most of the plants. Okay, thank you, Trond, with how deep. I appreciate it. Yes, this is pure coconut. I've been using it before. I'm like when you're working, when you're doing something so long, you have tried most other things already. I worked with coconut fiber quite a few times, but not on this scale, you know. So we will see how the nutrient problems will play out. have to fertilize all the time. You know, you can't forget it. It's just that when you're using coconut, you can't skip out on the fertilizing. And I will try to do it appropriately. If it doesn't work, we can always use something else. You know, we can always use a different medium. We can mix it. This is I'm sure this is not going to be a big problem. If the soil becomes a liability, then we're mixing it 50-50, maybe with the black soil, or maybe with washed pumice, something like that. Okay. Full sun. I want to have that in full sun for the rest of the season, and then we'll see. Okay, next one. So let me see what we will report. Okay. Yeah, we have these here that I wanted to get out the pot. See if I can open this up. Oh. Oh. Yeah, look, we have a climate now that is just, for one, I'm watering a lot more than most other breeders, and I'm not having these root rot issues. The main issues that I have are cold damage, you know, like cold damage in winter, and when you have like when the humidity in the greenhouse gets so high that the plants get skin problems, you know, because they're standing too close. These are the problems that I have. And apart from that, in summer, dehydration, like dehydration in a huge scale, because we just had 41 degrees Celsius in summer, and it was and it's hard to keep them healthy with the mineral medium. And I got to say it again, people have often, they are underestimating how much humidity, how much water the plant takes in summer. And in winter, the medium needs to stay dry regardless what it is. Like if I would have them in a mineral medium, they would have to stay just as dry as in the organic medium. We have to stop watering in September, maybe, that they are completely dry until March. And then they should be, theoretically, they should be okay. You know? Hey, greetings to you, Robert. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we will try it out. You know? The biggest problems that we have here is cold weather damage, like cold damage, or problems with the constant rain, or the incredible heat that's just getting too much now. So here's a label. This is Flying Saucer crossed with, no, this is Betsy crossed with Flying Saucer. Hybrid by Misplant. And this is a good cross. Betsy, yeah, we will see how it will, how dominant it will be. I have one hybrid with it, an apricot glow, and that one had a white flower. There's some hybrids that are more dominant than others, you know. So, okay. Yeah, so Betsy Flying Saucer. So far I have not seen any seedlings from them, from that cross. Misplant cross from maybe 2016. So, okay, This is going to be the pot here. We'll take out the medium that's in. And we will use coconut fiber here. Where is it? Okay. Moving the workplace a little bit out the water. I've been in the middle of the... I caused a little flood here. So, okay. This is going to be the pot that I'm using for them. I want to have the seedlings together. Yeah. We will wait for the first to flower. And when we have seen the first 1 or 2 flowers from that cross, then we decide if we want to keep them or not. Right now, they look very much like the mother. Sometimes you can see that the father definitely left a mark in the body or in the flower. You just look at the body and you see, okay, this doesn't look like the botanical species would usually look. And in this case, you can't say that. Here's the body. I can't really see something from flying saucer in it. And yeah, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have to mean anything, but it can already give you a little indicator which ones might come out white. Might have a white flower. Removing pieces of soil of the root system that's not healthy. I would love to give these a bigger pot right now, but this is the biggest that I have, apart from the really huge ones. Running out of space, so we have to pot them a little closer together. As long as the plants are healthy, it should be no problem, but we have to be a little bit more careful when you have them closer packed, you know, gotta be careful with infections, gotta clean up in between them. Five seedlings. Okay, so I will fill that thing with the water now, with the coconut medium in between, to give them a little stability here. Yeah, that's good. I like them. Interesting body nonetheless. If you look at them from the top, they really look interesting. Okay. So yeah, and we will have to fertilize. Maybe today. I consider to do a video in the evening where I'm fertilizing, and if not, I have to do it tomorrow. This is with the coconut fiber, that is really important. If we're not doing it, then they will certainly get into trouble. So here's a little bit more space. The bees are really loving the pumpkin. It's really crazy how much they go after the flower. I'm always surprised that they are so fascinated by these. I mean, they're not looking so big. And it does look like there's pollen coming off them. But there must be something, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. So this is trash. This goes in the trash. Sometimes you can save the base, but I don't want to bother with these. This goes in the recycling bin. Also, you can see a little touch of mealybug at the bottom. Got to be careful with them. So yeah, this goes also recycling bin because of the mealybug. Mealybug's a huge issue. We need to take them seriously. We need to really fight them every time they come. Otherwise, we're not getting rid of them again. So yeah, these are the ones. Betsy, flying saucer. Hopefully something colored. Okay. Good. So let's do a few smaller ones. I have a bunch that I would love to see in a bigger pot. Here's a hybrid that I also wanted to show. Really nice multi-hybrid with Echinopsis as father. I would love to see that in a bigger pot too. So we're using this one here. Robert, I think it was a completely, it looked like a normal Peruvianus, you know, like a normal classic standard plant. Miss Plant has photos on the page. He should still have them. It didn't really look out of the ordinary, you know. I will look them up later to see if maybe it's if the mother looks exactly like it or just a little bit like it. This also has mealybug problems here. So cleaning that up. Yeah, I love repotting with plants in organic soil so much more. In my collection, I will not pot too many in mineral medium anymore, just because of the easier repotting. Like the repotting with the minerals, always a huge thing. Have to wear a respirator because the medium is dusty. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm done with that. I'm working with normal soil in the future. Normal soil, coconut, sowing soil, doesn't matter. Just nothing that is purely mineral. I'm done with that. So, this is going to look great. Hybrid by Jasper Plant. This is going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Who knows how the flower will look like? So. So, okay, let's check the pot. There's a little mealybug here. I always sort them out when I see mealybug. So, okay, what's with this? This looks okay. Always got to see the difference between the mineral deposits that you often have in the pot and mealybug. Can look pretty similar sometimes. So, okay, let's do more. This goes recycling. This goes recycling. Just having a look around at the flowers and all. This one I wanted to show you. This isn't the other Betsy hybrid, I think. Looks relatively similar. But also pretty unique. This is also Betsy, I believe, right? Is it Betsy? Yeah. Betsy Apricot Glow. Now I'm feeling like it will be white. Now I'm looking at it feeling this is probably going to be a white flower. Okay, let's continue to repot. I want to get this out the way here. We have too much stuff lying around, so we're going through everything. Pots, okay, we will reuse these. The small ones are good. You always need them for sowing out, for little seedlings. So what's this? This was in the trash. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, the body is great. I'm not sure why it filtered. I mean, I know why it filtered it out, but yeah, you know what? The body is really good. Interesting looking plant. So this here, I don't like these roundish things. This goes in the recycling. What's with this? This also goes in the recycling. Mealybug. Mealybug, I'm going really hard against it. And it's really hard because there are many plants that, like when you're buying something that already come with it, got to be very careful when you're getting plants by other people. I wanted to have a look at this one. Is there a label here? Let's see. Nope. Yeah, I will leave it on for now until I see the flower. I have no idea what kind of a hybrid this is. Looks unhealthy, so this needs to be on the top shelf here. Putting it here to get out the flower. I would love to see a flower now. I have the suspicion this is not a good one, so we will sort it out if it's not what we expect, you know. Oh, this one here I wanted to see. This is something that I want to put into a new pot. This looks interesting. Let me see what we have here. Oh, this is another one of the Pasacana, Dawson's Pasacana crossed with RP Lobivia. What was the name? Roy Pierce? No, that's a football player, right? But it was something like some Suransia hybrid, I think, from Australia. And oh, this is already popping. Look at this. This popping, that is weird. That's awesome. Because the body looks like Pasacana seedlings, but it's popping. What? Oh, is this a seedling? Could be a seedling. Yeah, there's a seedling besides it. I hate it. I hate when that happens. Now we have two different plants. Now we have to get this one. If we're putting them together in the pot, the small one often doesn't survive, you know. I will try my best. We will fill it up here. This also needs to go in full sun. You can only put that kind of plant in this organic of a medium if you have a spot that kind of works with it. This needs to go at the top shelf, and then the plant gets a lot of water. Top shelf is so hot, so dry that a mineral plant in a mineral medium wouldn't make it there. But with this, I think we have a good chance. I will try to look up what the name of that plant was. Was a famous hybrid, I think, and it looked like a Suransia bruchi, maybe something like that, you know. I think it had a red flower. They called it Lobivia, but in my opinion, it was a Suransia. And I suspect the seeds came from Cactus. Cactus has been the source for these seeds here. Oh, here's another seedling. Check this out. I hate it. Now we have to look for more. Oh. Can't you be a little bit like Boromir? Oh. Where is it? No, I think this is it. But now we have 2 more seedlings. And I love to have 2 more. It's just that when you have these different sizes, it kind of makes it hard to have it right for both of them. You know, like if you have a plant that's a little smaller like this, you would give it a little bit more water than this one here. So, okay, I wanted this one here. Also want to pot it. So we have to be a little bit more careful here now. With the little ones, we can't put it in full sun. Needs to be like indirect sunlight now, but that will work too. Putting it on the shelf, also getting sun. I really recommend Cactus. Like I've gotten such amazing seeds from him. Some really good ones in between, you know. Unusual kind of hybrids, also with Sörensia, kind of stuff that I personally like. Okay, yeah, let's put them here. Okay, yeah, let's do some weeding, weeding out here, because that also needs to be done. Yeah, and I had bought these Pasacana seeds a few times, and every time I planted them, something happened. So eventually, I ended up with so many that I'm just glad that I have a few. Yeah, seeing them now makes me happy because finally I managed to grow a few. So yeah, want to get rid of the oxalis here. These are all from the live stream. We planted these in the live stream. This one here, I feel like we have to put it out the medium. There's something not right here. The soil looks like too wet, but the soil shouldn't be so wet. Like it shouldn't be dry. It shouldn't be wet so long. There must be a reason that it's wet so long. I watered them in the evening, and in that time it should have already been evaporating. So decided that we will repot this one into a new pot. This one too. I will order new pumice so we can for cases like this when we have a plant that has been in excessively wet soil. When you have something in that soil, they usually look bad because they can't take in enough oxygen through the roots, because there's always water present in the rootstock, and that keeps them from taking in the oxygen. So yeah, we will have to take these out. We will repot all 3 of these. The reason is the more often you repot, the higher the chance to actually get them through. That's my personal opinion, my personal experience with growing seedlings. The more often you actually make sure that the medium is still good, the medium will still be good. You know, like when you are, it happens very fast that the medium becomes unviable. Sometimes it's a pH problem. Sometimes there can be toxins in the soil, stuff that you just can't get out right away, or when it's the minerals that are completely messing up how a soil behaves. Happens very often. So repotting early on, I try to do it. Also gives you a chance to inspect the roots right away. See, now we're really looking, and I like what I see. So we're cleaning up this thing here, and I already don't like how the root looks. We're cleaning the plant. We might have to graft it. I think someone is cooking like fish and chips or something like that, you know? I smell pommes frites. In Germany, we say pommes frites. So, okay. Let's see. The crosses sound great, Robert. These sound great. I would have planted those too. Lots of potential. So yeah, look at it. I mean, I don't like that. I don't like how this side here looks. This could be okay. This could be okay, but I'm not really. I don't love it. This looks like classic mealybug damage. Can't see them in the rootstock, but they could have been there before. Yeah. This is the kind of hard choices that you have to make, because now we can graft it either, and we would be. This is a good plan to graft. This could be. Oh yeah, here, look. See, mealybug. Let's clean this thing up. Mealybug damage. They are the worst for the little ones, for the small seedlings. Very often the mealybugs are what damages the roots. So let's clean that thing really up. This can easily become infected. It doesn't look like it's already infected, but this is dangerous. This is one of the plants where it might be smart to graft it now, because once we put it in the soil, we lose view of it. Oh, look at this. There's even more. Look at in the center here. Look at this. I thought this was just spines, but this is mealybug. Absolutely atrocious. We're cleaning this thing really up now. Grafting a plant with such a damage, kind of difficult. There's a higher chance for infections now, just because we're brushing over everything here. Yeah, I'm still not sure if I shouldn't graft that thing, yeah. Yeah, we are disinfecting it a little bit. We're disinfecting this a little bit to get rid of the mealybug. The root situation is a totally different one. Us disinfecting the plant now does nothing for this here. I mean, this could already be an active infection that's only visible later. And the way it usually works with mealybug infections, they're slowly but steadily eating away the roots, eating away the base, and that will become infected later on. So yeah, we will disinfect that a little bit. And this can cause burns on the plant. This is 70%, by the way. Whoop. Maybe a little bit on the roots too. Mealybug don't like that, you know. It's not, but the plant, it's also not perfectly safe for the plant. It can be safe. Most of the time it is. But if the sun shines at the plant in the wrong angle, it can burn the thing evil. Like in a way where the infection takes the plant, you know, claims it. Yeah, maybe you're right. I'm just out of pumice. Let me see if maybe we're finding another pot. I don't think that planting it in pumice will solve the infection here. I think this will come back. I consider to graft it at that point. So let's see. Yeah, we could use this here. This could be good. Let's remove this stuff here. And then I'm placing that a little bit way up that we can assess the wound from time to time. Have to really keep an eye on that. Also, because we now have removed a bunch of spines, you know, that has already increased the risk for fungal for infections that come up through the open wound that I created just by rubbing. Yeah, some of the spines came off. What's the label? Let me see. Let me have a look at the label. Verlets crossed with feathers. Oh yeah, that's good. Should really. If this plant would not have been so badly infested, I would graft it now. This has a good chance to actually succeed when you graft it. But yeah, with so many problems, I feel like we would get an infected wound. So I will put that thing here, and I constantly have to check on it. Good. Okay, next one. What's next? Stuff's constantly falling over here. So this one will come into a hanging basket pot. But we will definitely repot one of those. We could also get one big pot like this one here for the Hilde Winterras, but I'm not sure. I would love to plant them in hanging basket pot. Could be a little bit better. Yeah, thank you. The plants, I don't think it, like, at one point I would probably graft it. That's the plan. So let's see. This will stay here. What's this? Yeah, these will come out. These will go in separate pots. I hope that the new labels arrive soon, because I'm having issues with the labels now. Labels that I have aren't really good. They aren't really good for writing on it. So yeah, I'm constantly in a situation where the label gets lost, and I don't want to have that. Let me see what these are. These are Chileans, Coquimbana, Echinopsis coquimbana, a relative of Deserticola. And yeah, I wanna. Looks a little suspect, but it's okay. I wanna pot them up separately. Maybe I have a little bit more mineral for some of them. This could be great. This is the kind of plant that should usually be grown in a completely mineral medium. Like everything from Chile, I consider to put in pumice in the future. If it's not a big plant, like the big plants, they go into the coconut. They might take it, but yeah, everything small, I'm a little bit careful here that we don't get a root rot. I find it like it happens relatively often with the Chilean species. They're just not used to so much water. So, okay. Good. So, okay, these two also go into separate pot. I'm out of mineral medium. I don't think I can pot them in pumice. This was the last. I really need to buy a bag. Like in the past, I always had a huge I used up a lot of pumice, but now I'm moving away from it because the coconut fiber, I'm sure we can make it work here. So, okay. Also full sun. When I'm putting something in a medium like this, I'm only doing it because I know that they will be getting a very sun exposed position, and if I feel like they're not doing well, then I'm taking them out and I'm putting them in a mineral medium. So I will have a very close eye on that. I'm sure in the next 2 years, the plants on the top shelf, they will look great. Okay. This is also something that we should repot sometime soon. This is a hybrid by Pedro Lopez Artes. And I originally thought this is a Matucana hybrid, you know. But the label is Cuscensis crossed with, what was it? Yeah, Cuscensis crossed with Neobuxbaumia polylopa. Really unique kind of hybrid. So this is one that I consider to push a little, but I'm worried that the plant might not survive in my climate. Oh, here's a little bit more. Cleaning that up a little bit. And water it. So that's the good thing with the pumice. You can really reuse it sometimes. So I want to put these into that medium here. Yeah, I think I see the Cuscensis too, but it looks so much like a Matucana hybrid. I had actually considered that it is actually Matucana hybrid. You know, like sometimes you make a pollination and at night something else pollinates the flower, you know. I really like it. Looks so much like the Matucana hybrids with columnar mother that I have had, you know, that I've grown. That one also did poorly in the winter. That's also why I think there could be more to the plant, you know. In winter, both the Matucana's hybrid and that one had issues. I wanna look at the label. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, give it. Hilde Winterer crossed with the columnar. Nice. So 2 Hilde Winterer seedlings, and we also had another one somewhere here. I don't know if I yeeted it into the greenery, but there was a seedling at one point here. Of course, I'm not finding it anymore now. I've definitely seen a seedling somewhere. That doesn't matter. Wasn't even very often. Like when you have a seedling like this, doesn't really have such a high chance of success anyway. So let's get this stuff out the way. And this goes on the top shelf. Hilde Winterer hybrid, so should be doing well with a little bit drier kind of environment. So, okay. Yeah, I wonder when we're done with the repotting, we will have all the shelves full, and the plants, the remaining plants, I have to find a different spot for in winter. Oh yeah, this is something that I would love to repot, but this is also Lubivia. Like Lubivia, maybe we should put them in pumice. On the other hand, this is a Peruvian Lubivia, you know, like the Peruvians might be a little bit more water loving. Hey, greetings to you. Thank you for being here. Greetings to Germany. Yeah, I'm thinking about what to repot here. I would love to repot more in pumice right now. Like I've seen a few seedlings that would look safer in pumice, but I'm out of it. Need to order new ones. This is the last rest, and it's not really a rest. So we might have to get new one. I usually buy washed pumice, and the particle size is somewhere like, I don't know, until 0.5 centimeters. So I want to clean them up. We are putting these into coconut fiber. Maybe I'll find a bigger one. This one goes into the recycling. This one here maybe. Just emptying this one out, and then we're using it with coconut fiber for these seedlings will be a little bit safer than the soil that was in here. I think that was plant soil. Looks a little bit too heavy. Coconut fiber should be a little bit faster when it's about drying. So, okay. Yeah, if the coconut fiber kind of fails as a medium, it would be bad. You know, we would have to do a lot of repotting next year. That's just got to take risks in life. I just know with the pumice, I hate pumice so much. I wouldn't be repotting so much. Like you always have to really do a lot of things that the mineral medium isn't so dusty, that you're not breathing it in. You know, so yeah. The repotting with this is super easy. Isn't so dusty, you know. You're feeling a lot better at night. Yeah, like you're sleeping a lot better at night with this kind of stuff. When you're waking up and asking yourself if the lung is okay because you've been eating up so much dust over the years, you know. This is a little bit safer in that regard. So okay. Yeah, and these look interesting. What's the label? Oh, this is a hybrid with 18A 2000, like a columnar mother and 18A 2000 as father. And the 18A plant I lost over winter. Like it's still there, but it's so small it will need to regrow again. So it's good to have a few hybrids here. Who knows when we will have more of them. Yeah, and this is the first generation soil that we used. This was graveyard soil. And it was great. It was good. So yeah, this also goes top shelf. I wouldn't want to put that somewhere on the ground in total humidity. Like the medium's only so good as the spot where you overwinter them. Like there's certain medium that you just can't overwinter on the ground, like what I have for the larger ones, for the columnar, you know. So let's see what our soup is doing. Yeah, so this is the coconut soup. I think we need to get another one. This is not usable. I want to put in another one, and then it will soak up the remaining water. So this one here, we could already repot, or we could let it flower. Like this could flower next year, like size-wise. If I'm pushing it, this is a Candicans hybrid. If you're pushing them, they can flower relatively easy. So I think we are waiting another year with the repotting, letting it flower in the old pot. And if the flower is bad, we can sort it out right away. So, okay. Also have a lot of these kind of hybrids that need to be repotted too. In the last couple weeks, we mostly repotted these kind of plants. Pasakana hybrids, Tersheki hybrids. But there are also so many Candicans hybrids. So yeah, and right now in the house, I'm filming a time lapse of Bamboy. No, not Bamboy. I'm always saying Bamboy. Amun-Re. Amun-Re flowering, probably opening tomorrow. And the other plant is a hybrid between Wörlitz, Candicans, and Buena Vista. And has a cool flower bud. Like the flower bud development looked so unique. That's why I got it. That's why I decided to film that one. It looked a little bit like an egg, really ovoid kind of shape. So and this is the coconut medium again. I'm getting another one, like opening one more, and then hopefully that thing will have the right humidity. Yeah, in the second part of the day, I will be busy doing office work again, calculating tax stuff. It is a nightmare. So, okay. Just putting it in here, and in a few minutes we can use it. And then we're repotting a few of the plants. So let's see, I wanted to have a look at this. What's that? Oh, these are hybrids with Charlotte, Flying Saucer, and Rares. What was the other parent? Hybrid by Thomas Stöfer, TS 126, and that is interesting because the body looks like the father. These look very much like the father. So yeah, we could either leave them for now. They look a little better. Definitely putting them here for now. But this is also one of the plants that we should repot, just to have to keep it healthy. This oxalis cleanup. These are also good hybrids, but they had a scarring problem at one point. Got to be careful that I'm not losing them. This is also Betsy crossed with Flying Saucer, by the way. But this could, I don't know, is this the same cross as the others? I feel like these definitely look a little bit different. It was Betsy, right? The other one. This should be the same cross then. Kinda interesting. Because these definitely look like the father had played a role. Yeah, this is also Betsy, yeah. So this is a good sign. These look pretty okay. They look like there might be something from the father also present in the plant. So cleaning this one up. This should be repotted. What's the label? Claw crossed with Liskes Feuerzauber. No, that's not the label. It's not the label. This hybrid from 2020. You see. Oh, this is grafted. This is a graft. This looks interesting. This is a hybrid with a columnar and something like Opera Panda as father. This is decent. These here need to come into something bigger. These need to definitely go into a bigger pot. This Tariensis, look at the spines. But this is the kind of plant that you need to treat well. Consider to put them in pumice, just pumice. But yeah, I need to wait for that to arrive. But I wanted to already take it out. I want to clean that up. Cleaning this up is really painful sometimes if you're not doing it with something like a pen. Okay. Yeah, but these will come into a separate pot. I will single them out. This is going to be an amazing plant. Tariensis with a red flower or with that magenta-like flower. This is very cool. This is what I want to have for the future. I just need a big pot for it. Maybe we have something. Yeah, we have, actually. I just remembered that the one plant that I got, that one came with a very flat pot, but it's wide. We could use that for it because these are so wide that they need a little bit wider pot. So this goes into the recycling bin here, sorting everything out that's not usable anymore. Yeah, we can use that now. Also recycling bin. And then I'm getting that pot, then we're using that with coconut fiber. I will order new pumice. Definitely need new pumice too. Maybe something like, I don't know, 75 liters maybe. Okay. This is the one. It's maybe a little bit too flat. That is a really flat pot. Oh, there's a little, giving that bug the chance to stay where it was. Go down, huh? Come on. Good. When I pick something up and there's an insect on it, I usually try to drop it where it was. Like if I had put that guy into a different part of the garden, he would have probably never reached the other part of the garden again. Yeah, we have a really complicated relationship with the mailman here. That's really true. For one, it's because of the muscle problems that I have. You know, I can't pick something up when they are bringing something, when they're claiming that they have rang the bell and haven't done it. And when they're bringing that to the post office, then it usually goes back, you know. And yeah, that has led to a few problems here and there, you know. Like the situation is a little tense from time to time. But I also try to do my best, you know. I mean, I feel for them. I really feel for them. Every time I'm ordering something, I'm making sure that I'm not ordering too much at once. That I'm not ordering too, you know, like when I'm ordering soil, for example, I usually don't order more than a certain amount per week, because I don't wanna overdo it. You know, I don't want these guys to be completely having hip replacement and that kind of stuff just because I constantly get cactus soil. Okay. Yeah, that pot is a little too small, I think. That pot is too small, but I have seen another one that we could use on the way here. I need to sit down. I'm having issues with my leg. I'm getting old. I'm sorry, Spider. Are you okay? Yeah, good. Good, yeah, we can use this one. This will be good. Ideally, I would load that thing up with maybe with pumice, washed pumice, something like that. Would usually be the best medium. Maybe I'll find enough. Let me see. I had a little bit here. I'm watering. I don't want to have dust, so I'm watering it before I'm using it. Okay. Yeah, this wasn't much. Yeah, I'm out of pumice. We have to do it differently, unfortunately. Got to be very careful with the Bolivian cacti, you know, like species like Thaiensis too. They are so sensitive to overwatering, so we have to really be careful when we're using this medium. If I get pumice, I might at some point repot them again. It's just safer. So let's clean this up. Oh, these are really, really painful. These are very, very spiny. So now I'm trying to get the medium all close to the plant. I don't want them, like, I don't want the roots to be like not in the soil, not really having contact with the soil. This really needs to be well positioned when you're potting it. Okay. And this is one of the plants where we might have to repot it. Right now doing that, I am not sure if this plant can take that kind of a medium. We will have to try it out. We will experiment with it. We'll definitely get the sunniest spot that I have in the greenhouse. Yeah, so this morning I ordered new bird food. Like yesterday I got an order, and I ordered new bird food, and I intentionally bought the one that only had like 15 kilo. If you just look at it from the price, it makes a lot more sense to buy 25 kilo right away of the bird food, but I didn't want to do it to the post people, you know. I had a guilty conscience, so I said, okay, I'm just buying 15, and it's also for me a little bit easier, you know. Good. Yeah, so this I will place on the top shelf somewhere, but this needs to be, you need to keep an eye on this. For one, this can dry up. They are also, they need water, you know, they can't be completely forgotten, but they can also not be completely wet all the time. So we have to really be careful what we're doing here. And if I get the feeling this doesn't work, then we're putting it in a different medium. In winter, the soil needs to be completely dry. Otherwise, this wouldn't be an option, you know, like if you have a wet medium over the winter, then this will be the end. We really have to keep it dry. So for now, I just want to have them out in the garden where it can rain a little on them. And everything else will follow. Okay. Yeah, need to fertilize in the evening. I have a bunch that I want to fertilize. This one here has already been fertilized. It will take a while until the color changes again. This was the first case of nutrient deficiency in the medium. So it's definitely a thing. Like when people warn about coconut fiber, there's definitely a reason why people warn about it, you know. You have to really decide what you want to do with it, you know, like what's more important to you. Is it more important to you that when you're repotting, that for one, the medium holds the water a little longer? Like in summer, I have these phases when I can barely water them. Like when it's so hot that you can't go out even. And during that time, when you have them in this medium, it's not bad to have that for like, but there's a limit, you know, and you also have to place you have to place them at the good spot, full sun exposed like here, and then it can work. Okay, yeah, let's see. So we are bringing these over to the desk. I want to have them somewhere where I see them more often, you know, because these are a few times I almost lost them now, always because they are dehydrating so fast. So having them a little closer might be a good idea. So yeah, and just wanted to say I'm really happy with the progress right now. Having a lot of good stuff, like good plants in good pots. I'm able to buy pots, you know. For me, that's a luxury that I can afford to buy pots on a regular basis when I need to pot them up. So yeah, that is great. I will leave it here. So these will open in the next day, maybe tomorrow evening. This will hopefully get a little longer. Later today, I will look up the label. So I wanted to clean a few of the seeds that I have here, so we can finish up. Okay, I have these. And I had already dried them on kitchen paper. Just getting the glove out. By the way, in German they call gloves Handschuhe, meaning shoes for hands, you know, like shoes for the hand. I always found that really sweet. So yeah, let's have a look here. This is something where we dried the seeds. No, this one wasn't. This was just a kitchen paper. This should be... Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. So I'm carefully loosening them here, scraping them off the kitchen paper, and then I'm putting them on a piece of paper, on a piece of normal paper later. Gotta make sure they're not falling through the crack here. This was Bamboy. This was the one of Bamboy. Also, once again, just a few seeds again. Bamboy really doesn't have big fruit for me so far. There's one more pollination where I'm currently waiting to see how many seeds are in that thing, but it already looks similarly small. Okay. Maybe 20 seeds. This really pathetic. It's really sad when you see it like that, you know, when you're making all these pollinations and eventually you end up with just a few seeds. So let me see. I will try to fold this paper here, just so I have something where I can dump them. So here a few more. Here. I always work with a little piece of paper, and I'm scraping the seeds off the kitchen paper, and then I'm putting them on a folded piece of paper so I can put them in the bag. This allows me to just let them roll into the bag sideways, and that's what we will do. These need to be grown. We really need to grow them. There are only so few that we should probably do it fast. I consider doing this in the next days because the seeds look like they might not be viable for very long. Sometimes you have seeds where you know that if you don't plant them right away, you will get no seedling. For the most finicky cacti, that can make sense. Plant them right away. The smaller the seeds, the faster I would plant them, because they can lose viability very fast when they have already had some sort of a problem. And in this case, it looks like that. This looks like self-pollination, maybe. I don't know. I need to have a talk about that about Bamboy. I'm not sure if it's self-fertile. It could be, you know. It's definitely easy to cause a pollination, to induce pollination. But like so far, last year I had one fruit. That fruit was almost empty. And in this case, we had 3. They were all almost empty. So there's consistently a fruit, but it's consistently empty. Good. So let's get a little paper bag. And I'm using the ones that I'm also using for the pollen. These can be great for seeds. Not sure if I can do this with just one hand. Probably not. Let me see. So, okay. And the flap here is really helpful for the seeds because this is how you can get them in. So let's place it a little upwards like this, and then I'm rolling it in. Okay. Few are already in. Yeah, and it's a little bit more than I thought. This looks okay. Maybe we have 50 seeds. We will clean them up in the next days, and then we're planting them. I want to have these grown by the end of the year. So, okay. Sometime soon I need to buy new bags also. These are for pollen and for seeds, and they're really good. From time to time, when I walk around in the garden, when I walk to the mailbox, I lose them. And I'm always worried that people will find it and will think there's something dodgy in there, you know? And it's just cactus pollen. I could see people calling the cops on me for having like a bag of cactus pollen. I never know how people are thinking. So yeah, just cactus pollen, nothing dodgy. Or cactus seeds in this case from Bamboy. Okay, yeah, we will plant them next days, maybe tomorrow. We will use coconut. We're trying the coconut out to sow out. I have been sowing out in coconut for a year or two, and it was okay. But I felt personally, the experience that I had was that the coconut fiber had a lot of fungal infections, like fungal infection in the sense that you get a cobweb mold, you know, like when you're sowing out and suddenly the seeds are covered with a cobweb, some sort of a mold type that always looks like that. And that is something that I've seen a lot with the coconut. And it could just be that the coconut fiber that I had was too old. I already had that for years when I used it to sow out. So we will see. It could be a great medium. Yeah, okay. So let's do a little here, and then I'm ending the live stream. I never really get to do all the things that I want to do. This one here needs to come down. Cutting this one down. This is a graft that failed, but the other one still has a chance. So let's cut this one down. So this is another case where the grafting stock popped, and of course it had a bad effect on the grafted plant. I don't want to terrorize the little spider here, but sometimes when it isn't looking, I'm removing that side pub to make sure it's not taking away the life force from the grafted piece. So let's put it here. Later, when the spider has recovered, I'm removing that thing. Let's see now. Okay. So yeah, now that the thing is taken down, the graft has a chance, but it doesn't look good. If we're losing it, then it's okay too. This is one where I wanted to take down the pup. This is Amun-Re, and I'm propagating that thing. Someone is playing with the like counter again. I've noticed that from time to time that the video goes up tremendously and goes down again. I suspect that it's some sort of a way to kind of I haven't really understood why they are doing it, but it's something that from time to time it changes within just a few minutes, going up and down again. I suspect it's something like a bot, someone trying to, to change the way that the live stream ranks. I will keep an eye on that. Yeah, really, I'm keeping an eye on that. If this is becoming an issue, I will talk to YouTube. So I wanted to take this one down. This is a plant of Amun-Re. And when the propagation stock isn't really having any pups, it will put energy into creating some again. I have two. This is one, and this is the other one. This one had already started to pop again after I took down the main piece. So yeah, propagating that in the future, we will have a few plants of Amun-Re. We will be able to propagate that thing effectively to the point where the market prices will crash. And it's good that it will happen, because the people have been price gouging that clone so long that it's unacceptable. The hybrid originally was given out for free. You know, a lot of the people that have been selling Amun-Re have gotten it for free, and they shouldn't have been selling it. They should have repaid the favor the way it was expected from them, you know? So we will do something. Yeah, I suspect it's something that is to the disadvantage of the channel where they are doing it, you know, because they're kind of reading it like suddenly you have a huge loss of positive signals, you know. That could be something where they're playing around with the ranking and trying to give their own channel a little plus when you're competing against them, you know. I look at that kind of stuff. It's nothing big, but I'm also picking up on it, you know. When you're seeing that kind of stuff, something isn't right. This one here, we will let callus. I will just place it in a pot upwards like this, and then we will root it, okay? So I think this is enough for today. The reporting will continue tomorrow. Like I said, I need to do the tax work and all that stuff today. It just has priority. I have a business and I need to, you know, all the stuff like bookkeeping. And unfortunately, it's also part of doing this. So thank you guys. Oh, Robert, send me a photo if you ever manage. By the way, there's a function that we could activate, and it's that community members or subscribers can post something too. I haven't activated that function yet because I wasn't sure how well you can moderate that, you know, because people could just post some random stuff like spam. But that is something that I'm looking at, you know. Maybe I'm activating that people can also upload a video or upload comments, and then you could really show it. So yeah, I would love to see the plant. All right, guys, wishing you a great day today. Thank you for having spent time with me again. I always appreciate it, okay? And it's always a pleasure to do it. Always enjoying my live stream. And yeah, I hope you too. Wishing you well. Wishing you a great day today. And I will be back again tomorrow, okay? And yeah, thank you always for being here. I greatly appreciate that. It's always amazing. Thank you. Until tomorrow, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great